Hello, N-word. I have a joke for you. It goes a little something like this. There's a guy, he gets sentenced to spend a year in prison. Committed a crime. It's not important what kind. All you need to know is it's the prison-going crime, type of crime. And so the judge sentences him, and they take him away in shackles around his arms, his wrists, and his ankles. And this is his first time in prison. And so, he doesn't know what's going to happen. He doesn't know. He's seen a movie or two, but he doesn't know anything about anything. So anyway, he gets to prison, and they walk him through the door, and they take all his belongings, and they put him in a box, and they stuff him away in a cubby somewhere. And at this point, they're going to walk him to the cell. So anyway, they take him, the prison guard walks him over to the prison cell, and nobody's in there. The cellmate's not back from wherever he's at. So he's just sitting there waiting, passing the time. He's got nowhere to be. He's got, he's in prison. He's got nothing to do. Poor motherfucker. So anyway, it's important not to sympathize with him too much, though. I mean, he's in prison after all. Probably did something not too great. Something maybe only God could forgive. So anyway, he's in his cell, passing the time. There are no clocks in prison. Forget that's something that they do to you to mess with your psyche. They don't let you see any clocks in prison. So he's in there, no clock, doesn't know what time it is. And he's waiting for his cellmate to get back. He goes, you know what, I'm going to get in bed. And there's no indication that anyone's, taken, claimed, or previously occupied any of the beds, either of the beds, I should say. There are two of them. And that's how we speak of groups of two. So he takes the top bunk, and he feels himself start to doze off, and he's closing his eyes, and he's, breathing starting to get shallow. He's ready to fall asleep. Well, this guy is in bed. Next thing you know, all the light in the room just vanishes. It's pitch black now, and there's a booming voice. It must be his cellmate. He sits up, and his cellmate goes, "Hey, you must be my new cellmate, shit, nigga." So, and that's what he said. I'm just quoting him. So the guy sits up in bed, and he goes, he makes his introduction, whatever they do. I don't even know I don't know how prison works. I've never been. But he sits up in bed, and his cellmate says, "Before we go to bed, little nigga, I want to play a game with you." And the guy goes, "All right, I like a game. I'm in prison. I could use some amusement. I could use some leisure. I could use some distraction from these concrete walls and these metal beds and metal toilet. Sure, I'll play a game." And so his cellmate goes, "You want to be mommy or daddy?" And he thinks for a little while. He goes, okay. This is one of them there riddles that I hear so much about." And he thinks about it. He goes, "I want to answer right. This guy probably means business. He's probably a dangerous fella. I want to get on his good side. I'm going to answer this correctly." And he thinks for a second, and he goes, "I want to be daddy." And so his cellmate stands there, still eclipsing the light. He's so large, just a big human. And he goes, "Well, okay, daddy, why don't you get your sweet buns over here and suck mommy's dick?" Hope you enjoyed.